we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser, and Dynamite Jared Latching.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another exciting...
And I'm Dynamite Jared!
And I'm Buddy the Bruiser.
That meme is so fucking terrible. It's literally the worst meme of all time.
All time?
I don't know about of all time, but that's a really, really, really bad meme. And
Well, that kid's been making all the headlines this week. Have you seen everything that child has accomplished in 1 week that we will never accomplish in our lives?
he's at Coachella, right?
Okay, so in 1 week, this kid performs... Well, I guess he's been performing at Walmart for years or something. He'll go and do this. This is the first time someone filmed it and put it on the internet, I guess. So, performs at Walmart, goes viral, goes on Ellen like the next week, gets $15,000 and gets to headline the Grand Ole Opry, which was his dream. Gets to do that, and then someone flies him out to Coachella, and I don't know if he headlines Coachella, but he makes...
I don't think he's going to headline Coachella.
He makes an appearance at Coachella.
That meme is so bad. It's so bad, and I don't understand why it went viral like that, but it did, and I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like the meme. It's I haven't seen a good meme of it yet. It's just really bad.
I agree. Well, I haven't really seen too many memes of it, but I've seen like the clip just like around.
Yeah, they
all
keep
over.
showing the clip, which... Okay, whatever. Let's not talk about this.
Yes.
Another thing that's hot right now, as you know, is Fortnite.
It is very hot right now.
It's huge right now, and they're doing the Fortnite dance challenge or whatever it's called, Boogie Down challenge
I have not
or
heard
whatever.
of this. So explain this to me, because I know nothing about Fortnite nor its dance challenges.
Okay, so I mean, you can do the little celebratory or emote dances in Fortnite. Well, they did a contest or doing a contest. I'm not even sure if it's over or not. The Boogie Down challenge, and so what it is that you will upload a video of you
Boogieing it down.
doing your favorite dance, your best dance or whatever, and the winner of the challenge their dance will be used as an emote in Fortnite. Kind of cool concept.
Yeah.
You got a lot of kids that are uploading this, doing terrible dances, and the most awkward thing about it is that you can't use music because of copyright issues.
You just gotta go.
So you have to just...
Well, I mean, you could be wearing headphones. So
You could listen to headphones,
okay.
so you could be in your groove. It just can't be audible
Yeah.
in the video.
Yeah.
Unless, I think, if you write your own music
Sure.
to it.
So Caleb on the drums could get
I
on
bet
this.
but I mean, there's a billion memes spawning from this every second.
Every second.
And they're all better.
At 1 second, billion memes.
Yeah. And they're all better than the Yodel kid memes. I'm sure you've seen them. One of them that is hot now is like this kid that like because you just put music, whatever music you want over it, these stupid dances that these kids do, and the one kid's like, so
I wish everyone could have seen what I just saw.
You can't see it, but I'll see if I can find it and show it to you later. Actually, I know where to find it. But
So you'll put it on Twitter later? So people
no,
can
I
see.
won't put it on Twitter. I'll just show you.
Oh, you'll show me later.
I know where it is on a YouTube video.
Okay.
But I mean, that's the Boogie Down challenge. I think it's called the Boogie Down challenge. I hope that I got that right. I'm not passionate about Fortnite like it seems like everyone is.
Yeah.
I was playing Dragon Ball FighterZ this morning, and my coworker sent me like 1,000 invites to play Fortnite with him, and I was like,
Nah.
I'm playing Dragon Ball FighterZ right now. You can look at my thing. We've reached the era of technology that you can look on your friends list and you can see what the fuck I'm doing on my PlayStation 4, I'm playing something and it's not Fortnite. And I'm only renting it for 7 days, so I ain't got time for fucking Fortnite.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not talking about the Boogie Down Challenge. That's just I brought it up to show how popular Fortnite is. 13 tweets about Fortnite that are way too real.
All right, share them with me.
The battle royale game continues to resonate with players, and to some, it's more than a game. Fortnite has brought back the days of, I can function on 3 hours of sleep if I need to. That's not very deep. That's not that real.
Can't relate.
That's Captain Connor 14. That is, those days never left, Captain Connor. You just haven't been playing the right video games this whole time.
That is correct, yeah.
If you played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you would have found that those days have still been around for quite some time. All right. So here's the SpongeBob meme.
Where he's very tired.
The tired SpongeBob meme. After getting 1 kill in Fortnite.
Is it that hard to get a kill?
I've only gotten 1 kill of my entire Fortnite career.
But how much have you played?
I've played a good
enough?
6 or 7 matches.
Okay.
And I've gotten 1 kill out of all of those. It's hard for me to tell you if I'm just that terrible or if it's that hard.
Genuinely that hard. Okay. Okay, so we have a kid upset at a sporting event.
This is the crying Northwestern fan. This was a meme during last year's college playoffs, I believe. The Northwestern, I can't remember if there's more to their name, but I see the Northwestern on their jersey. They went far in the tournament, and they weren't supposed to. They upset some teams, and I believe they might have gotten to the Elite Eight. But I think that's when it stopped. And so, this
kid's
particular GIF came from that game. And he's really upset. And the tweet is, Fortnite got me like, with crying emojis. These are terrible, Twitter. Okay? I understand that you're trying to hop onto the Fortnite bandwagon. And I hopped onto this tweet blindly. Because we are two nerds a podcast. And we cover all aspects of pop culture. So we want to make sure we got good coverage of this, but this is a waste of our time.
This is a waste of our time.
We're going to continue.
Okay, so this is no picture, just words. What do we got?
All right. Priest, this is in parentheses, so this is an action. Priest sees me approaching him again. Look, man, we can't make you better at Fortnite.
What's that even mean?
This is awful.
What does that mean?
That's what that means.
What does it mean?
It's awful. This is basically a direct translation of Fortnite language to, in English, this is awful tweet.
Okay.
If you were to read this in English, a direct translation, all it would say is awful tweet.
Cool.
Okay, this one's by a verified account. Courage JD, but it's Co-Rage JD. I'm assuming he's a streamer. I've never heard of this guy, but he's verified. Fortnite not working, ... Radical Heights not working, ... Am I about to have to go outside to try and entertain myself? This is horrible. Again,
you could play any other game. You could do anything else in your life.
There are several great games out right now. Fortnite, I can't stress this enough. Not only is Fortnite not the best game out right now, Fortnite is not even close to being the best game that you can play. Period. Do these people not own other video games?
Apparently not. Or they're just too, because Fortnite's free, right?
It's free.
So this
is a verified account.
So he can afford it.
He can afford a different game. But are we about to honestly believe that people just started playing video games because of Fortnite because it was free? You still have to buy a console.
This is true.
Or you have to have a good enough PC.
Or a phone, or I think you can play it on like a tablet.
It's mobile now.
Yeah.
But those things cost money, and I'm not about to assume that most of the people that play Fortnite just started playing video games.
Yeah, it's
a trend. This is a trend. And it's okay. All right, from Diana.
Not verified, Diana.
Not verified. Okay, stop playing Fortnite and text me back. Thanks. I've seen this joke made by about 1,000 different girls on Twitter already.
It's stealing their boyfriends, man. It's back to Modern Warfare 2 era and Halo.
Yeah.
Where the guys are just playing the game constantly.
Yeah.
And ignoring everything
You remember
else.
all those memes or the videos or whatever of the girl would just like record her boyfriend playing and like the caption will be like, I've been trying to have sex for like 10 hours now.
Yeah. There was this one video that actually just came out recently. I don't think it was in response to Fortnite. It was like in response to like Call of Duty. But this girl like had like a bunch of rolls of toilet paper and streamers and paper towels and stuff. And she put like, you know how like when you paint, you like the paint rollers? She attached one of those to a hair dryer. And her boyfriend's playing the game, and so like she had the camera set up so like it's like first person, and she's just shooting like all this paper at him and completely like buries him in paper while he's trying to play Call of Duty. He's like, "No, I'm dying, no!" And he's just like completely covered in paper and streamers.
And as you can hear, Austin also contributing to the conversation right now. He plays Fortnite.
He does.
That's why it's on my PlayStation. I play it every now and then, but usually it's Austin. He's in there playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
And he's upset right now. I have to translate this to you guys because you can only understand your dogs. I can understand mine.
Yeah.
He's saying that we're idiots and Fortnite is, in fact, the greatest game on the market right now.
Okay.
And possibly the greatest game of all time.
Possibly.
And any game greater he's already beaten. And he's assuming that all the kids that play Fortnite have also beaten these games.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the next tweet. And what we have here is a picture of an extremely freckled
African
American woman.
We're assuming American. We should not assume American. But English-speaking woman.
Yes. And her boyfriend is also African American. They are not an interracial couple. He's wearing his gaming headset, and she's kind of behind his shoulder,
Sucking on his shoulder.
Yeah, she's looking kind of bored. Whatever. This is by a verified Salem account, by the way. Salem Mitchell. A love story. Me with him with Fortnite. Yeah. These are bad.
Interesting stuff. Okay, so we have some sort of dance party going on.
Okay, so this is definitely a streamer. He's verified. Noah J456. Who the fuck are these people? And how the fuck do you get verified on Twitter for being a Fortnite fucking streamer? Look at this fucking nerd. Are you kidding me? And is this the amount of people that are watching him right now?
It might be.
374,380. I'm so blown away that I can't even count. Why the fuck do you watch people play your free-to-play fucking game?
It makes no sense.
That you definitely have. And now it's mobile. So you can play it mobile instead of going on YouTube while you're at work.
And watching someone.
There's absolutely no fucking reason ever in the history of mankind to watch someone else play Fortnite. There's no fucking reason.
Unless you want to see these disco dance parties.
You could be in the disco dance party. Anyways, the tweet is literally Fortnite disco parties are so lit. LMAO. You remember that band LMAO?
I do. It was LMFAO.
Oh, well, they were.
You need to get with the times. Do you remember that band Lit? That's the real question here.
Terrible. There's the video. Obviously, they're doing the Fortnite disco party. I see the what do they call that dance? The running bro dance or whatever.
I don't know.
They used to play it.
Like that, yeah.
They used to do it and like and they would play "Take on Me" by Aha.
Yeah.
And they would run down the road like that.
I'm not sure what it's called, but I know what you're referring to.
It's stupid. That meme has always been stupid. Okay, based courage. That's Courage the Cowardly Dog. So this is based Courage the Cowardly Dog at your boy Courage. Give him a follow. You've never known true pain until you get killed first on Fortnite and have to watch your homies continue the match without you.
I mean, you could just turn the game off. You could just not play.
This one is real. This one is very real. All the heartbreak and all the sadness that I've had in my life does not compare to being killed first in Fortnite.
Does not compare.
Doesn't compare. You could just start a new game.
We got another verified account.
Demetrius Harmon, who I'm assuming is another streamer. I mean, who the fuck is this guy? He's an actor, writer, and poet who doesn't know how to use proper pronunciation because he doesn't have the the comma or apostrophe there.
He has a YouTube though.
Poet who just so happens to have a YouTube. Okay. I don't like playing solo on Fortnite. I'm too anxious for that shit. Being the top three, my hands be shaking. Be waking up in a fucking cold sweats, hearing the homing missile sounds that, oh my god. Is this a run-on sentence?
It's just one long sentence.
Okay, be waking up in a fucking cold sweats, hearing the homing missile sounds that shit. Yeah, there should be a period. The homing missile sounds. That shit not good for my health. Way too real.
See, I'm just discrediting this tweet due to all lack of capitalization, punctuation, anything.
Should there be a rule that unless it's like a good meme joke, like your mom gay,
like use
that if you have a verified account that you should be required by Twitter to use proper grammar?
Should be.
And spelling? I think all of his spelling is correct, but his grammar is just all over the place. Susanna Polo. She is a comics editor at Polygon. Okay, so you know what they call Fortnite in Europe? Battle Royale with cheese.
Okay, so Pulp Fiction reference. Battle Royale with cheese.
Asa Butterfield?
Asa, actor, amongst other things.
He or she is an actor. I think it's a he. It's looking like a he. I'm assuming like a Japanese American. Asa being a Japanese name. It
says London.
A Japanese Englishman.
Londoner.
Perhaps he just gave himself the first name Asa. I feel like I'm the only person not playing Fortnite.
You're not.
Asa, we're right here with you.
We're right here with you, brother.
I've played it on occasion, but
I've never played it.
I don't play it. I'm not a Fortnite player. All right, here's Devin. Why does this feel like this is way more than 13?
It feels a lot. Feels like there's a lot.
Fortnite is cool, but have you guys ever played Just Dance?
Have you guys ever played any fucking game besides Fortnite?
Okay.
And that's it.
That's Thank God. Here we go. Yodel Boy wowed fans with a surprise performance at Coachella.
My dude.
Not my dude. He's terrible, but there he is.
There he is. You know, if Yodel Boy was relevant...
You know what's funny? Unknown just weeks ago, and guess what? He'll be unknown in a couple more weeks.
But what I'm saying is, say, for example, this Yodel incident occurred a week earlier... He could have been Braun Strowman's surprise partner at WrestleMania.
That would have been the ultimate payoff.
That would have been the ultimate payoff.
That would have been good. But alas, he's... Do you think WWE's connected enough with the times to really pick up on that, though?
I don't know.
They're still, like, inducting... They just inducted Kid Rock into the Celebrity Hall of Fame.
I mean, that's true. I don't know.
Kid Rock, who was cool for like a year, if that.
Well, it's because what other celebrities at this point could they induct? Because like right now, it's just like, oh, you played at WrestleMania that one time. You're in the Hall of Fame now.
I mean, but it just like, when's the last time a relevant celebrity besides The Rock was on a WWE program?
Jon Stewart.
He's not relevant.
At the time, he was.
Like, okay, the one time he showed up, like the day after the Daily Show, like he left the Daily Show, and the only reason he was relevant was because he had just left the Daily Show.
Yeah. I don't know. They don't really have...
So, like, literally his relevance was that he was going into irrelevance.
Yeah. I don't know. It's usually really irrelevant celebrities. You're right. Ashton Kutcher and whatever.
I was in Cleveland when God damn it, who's Wolverine?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman was there, and he fucking beat Dolph Ziggler, or he punched him out. I was there for that, and I think that was to promote
some movie.
like Logan or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But regardless, what do you have to say?
Nothing. WrestleMania was this weekend. It was garbage. Takeover was good.
You could have segued into that better. We were just talking about WWE.
Well, I segued originally.
You were trying to segue.
I segued originally, saying the Yodel Kid could have been Braun Strowman's partner at WrestleMania, and then you went on. And then you went on to something.
He fucking like.
He'd do what Nicholas did. He'd stand there, and then that'd be it. They'd win
Nicholas
the title.
Pin him?
No, he didn't do anything.
They should have had Nicholas pin him. If they were gonna bury the bar, they should have at least had Nicholas come in for the pin. Like Braun hits the power slam on him, and then he tags Nicholas
and then throws him on him.
Nicholas makes the cover,
yeah.
And Nicholas pins Sheamus or Cesaro.
Yeah.
Fuck, Braun should have just stacked them on top of each other and then had Nicholas pin them.
Yeah.
If that was the creative to bury the bar. So, by the way, I don't think that they're buried. I do think that it's ridiculous that an experienced tag team lost to Braun Strowman and a child, though.
Yeah.
They weren't buried, but it's bad writing. Just because they can get through this because they've been buried enough times that they know how to dig themselves out by now.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it good writing.
Yeah. It was.
Speaking of good writing, WrestleMania did not have that much of it.
No, it did not.
Not in my opinion, at least.
No. Should we start with TakeOver or should we start with WrestleMania?
Listen, if you want to talk about TakeOver, talk about a show that had good writing and had apparently, and I haven't been watching NXT for like months leading up to this. Mm-hmm. I kind of watched the last TakeOver where Gargano lost the championship match to Cien Almas, and then Tommaso Ciampa came out on the stage and fucking beat his ass with a crutch. And so I kind of knew the direction that they were going. I knew about the
ladder match.
No, the match that Gargano challenged Cien to on NXT TV. The if I can't beat him, then I will leave NXT or whatever. And what Ciampa interfered in that match, which I actually I don't know why. I feel like the writing was on the wall, but for some reason I was like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
and I didn't watch the match, but when I watched the promo package for their main event, and then I saw that, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool the way they did that.
Yeah.
But if I were writing it, I probably would have held off on him coming out on the stage at the TakeOver. And
yeah,
him
would have not
and
done
had
that,
the surprise
of him coming back
and interfering in the match. That's how I would have written it. I don't understand the point of him coming out at TakeOver. It just kind of spoiled the surprise. But anyways, TakeOver was good. What was your favorite match on the card?
The main event, but closely followed by the ladder match.
The ladder match was pretty fucking crazy. Yeah. They did some spots. It was a spot fest.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, but goddamn, it was an entertaining spot fest, and I had a hard time hating on it when the guys worked so hard. It's just funny to see sometimes, when a guy did something that probably should have killed him.
Yeah.
And then like 5 minutes later, they're running into the ring and tipping over ladders and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
My favorite spot in the match was Velveteen Dream. I don't know. I can't remember.
They're like lying on the ladder and then he does the...
I can't remember who he did it to. Was it...
I think it was EC3.
Was it... No, I feel like EC3 already got butchered by freaking Killian Dane at this point.
Maybe.
I know this might have been Ricochet. I think it might have been Ricochet.
It might have been, yeah.
But he hits him with the Death Valley, like the roll cartwheel, Death Valley Driver, whatever the hell that thing is, onto a laying flat ladder that was like suspended between turnbuckle and ladder in the middle of the ring. And I was like, geez, like I was sitting in my room by myself, and I think I audibly was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like he killed him.
Yeah.
But that was great. The whole card was great.
Yeah, it was all good.
And then the tag team match, the 3-way tag team match with the twist that I
didn't see.
I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
I do have a slight problem with the twist, is that why, when your tag team partner hits his finisher, the ring is cleared, and you're even in the ring and could stop somebody from coming in to break up the pin.
Yeah.
So basically, you've all but won the tag team titles,
Yeah.
but you betray your partner and give the tag team
Because you don't
champions
want to
the
be
win.
with your partner anymore. You're still going to be a tag team champ because you're going to join the stable that holds the belts.
But you're not a tag team champ.
No,
just
you're
for
not.
being
No,
in the stable.
no, you're not the tag team champ. But you don't want to be with Pete Dunne, so align yourself with the.
Okay, I
the
guess
era,
it doesn't make
I
any
guess.
sense because his goal
seemingly would be
his goal going into the match is what he said was to be tag team. He wants to be a champion.
Yeah.
He wants gold around his waist. So that didn't make much sense to me, but hopefully it wasn't this past week, because after takeovers they always do like their edition of NXT is always like the dark matches before takeover is what they'll put on there. And so this next week on NXT, hopefully
we'll see what happens.
good promo to explain himself. The main event was something that you just don't see anymore these days. You really don't see this shit anymore. Is when there's just a baby face that is totally 1,000% over with the crowd, and a heel
who actually has heat,
is actually over as a heel 1,000% with the crowd. And maybe that happens. Like maybe that would happen if you made a heel like a bad wrestler. The fact of the matter is that Tommaso Ciampa, in every sense of the word, is a great performer in pretty much every aspect. He can cut good promos. He can wrestle a hell of a match. He's physical. I love everything about Tommaso Ciampa except maybe his look. He's pretty ugly.
But it ties into the heel thing.
Yeah.
He's ugly.
And I mean, we all know that this guy is great because just months before he got injured, he was over as a babyface with the crowd, over huge.
Yeah.
That even in singles competition, they're always chanting "Psycho Killer" and stuff like that. And then when he's a tag team with Johnny Gargano, it's over. It's done with. The crowd loved those guys. Yeah. And so the most brilliant moment of the night, I think, is when Tommaso Ciampa comes out first with no entrance music. His entrance music is literally just a chorus of boos and asshole chants.
Yeah.
And there's not a single person in the fucking crowd. Actually, there's one guy. There's one single guy in the crowd. I heard him when they were fighting in the crowd. Mm-hmm. I heard one guy. I was like, kick his ass, Ciampa. There's one guy in the whole fucking building that was behind Tommaso Ciampa. Other than that, the other 13,000, however many people that were in the building that night, were firmly against Tommaso Ciampa. Yes. They did not want him to win.
Yes.
And man, that was just a beautiful sound to hear somebody. Yes. Not since John Cena and Roman Reigns have I heard someone come out to a chorus of boos like that.
Well, since WrestleMania last year when Roman beat The Undertaker, that was the last time boos were that triumphant.
Well, I'm sure Roman's gotten boos like that on Raw and other pay-per-views because he gets booed like that quite a bit. The difference here is that Roman is a babyface being shoved down our throats, and the disconnect between creative and whatever. The boos to Roman, I feel like from me, I'm a guy that will actually tell you and explain to people and understand that Roman Reigns isn't a bad wrestler.
No.
Maybe when he first started he was, and now he's not the greatest, But he's far, far from a bad wrestler, and I've seen this guy have way too many fucking good matches to even say at this point that he's a bad wrestler. So any smart marks that will come out and be like, oh, Roman Reigns sucks in the ring. He does suck on the mic. I'll give you that. He still sucks on the mic. But he's
an average wrestler. He's not.
I will go above and beyond and say he's a good wrestler.
Okay.
We'll say that great is like AJ Styles and like that kind of level, and below that is good. Roman Reigns has showed up and he's fucking turned in some really, really good performances in his career, and so nobody can take that away from him. The guy's busted his ass. He's done all that. The boos, coming from my perspective, and hopefully from a lot of other people's perspective that watch this,
is towards the
rejection of him. The fact that you're forcing him down our throats, even though he's not the guy that we want.
Yes.
We want AJ Styles. We want Shinsuke Nakamura. They want Rusev Day.
Yes.
You know, I don't really care about Rusev Day, but the crowd wants Rusev Day. We want Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns is just like a symptom, and it's all started with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
everyone wanted Daniel Bryan, and it's like your crowd, your audience is voicing to you.
Yes,
this is what we want. We pay money. We want to see this guy.
Yeah.
We want him to be your featured guy because he's our favorite. The guy that you're pushing, he's not our favorite. He's not even fucking close.
Yeah.
And so, but you continually push this guy down our throat. Anyways, that's why Roman Reigns gets booed. Now, Tommaso Ciampa has been forced down nobody's throat.
No.
He hasn't even been featured on TV for like a year.
Almost a year, yeah.
And so and last time he was featured on TV before he did the betrayal thing, he was getting fucking cheered like crazy. Somehow along the way, this guy has cut the right amount of promos. He's just done all the right things to just get absolutely fucking booed out of the building. It was like goddamn fucking, I don't know who to compare it to, man. It was like freaking Andre coming down to face Hogan at WrestleMania 3 or something. Or, you know, like this.
It's hard to get genuine boos. It's hard to get
How
genuine
about this?
heat these
It's
days.
it's like Triple H when he was a heel during the Attitude Era. How about that?
Okay.
Is that he was a heel during the Attitude Era, and nobody's going to sit here and say Triple H is bad on the mic. Triple H is bad at wrestling. We know that he's great
at everything.
At basically everything that has anything to do with the business, aside from protecting his opponent.
Yes.
He's especially good at backstage politics. We
Yes.
know that one. And giving Stephanie McMahon the pipe.
Yes.
But regardless, he got booed like fucking crazy during the Attitude Era. Maybe some of this has to do with the babyface that Ciampa was up against and Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
Is he so over as a babyface that you had to boo Tommaso Ciampa? That's how bad you wanted to see Johnny Gargano win.
I think it's
kind of like the CM Punk John Cena thing, even though John Cena gets booed like all the time. And at this point, you kind of have to say that it's a respect thing now, that even the guys that are booing him respect him.
Yeah.
But they boo him for fun. The whole John Cena sucks chant, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it's just that, like, it's been a long-term story that this was finally the blow-off. So everyone was behind their guy, and the bad guy is
it just never happens anymore.
It never happens.
I don't know if I'll ever see it happen again, unless they do a rematch between these guys.
I was gonna say, unless
do the same, and the crowd reacts the same way. Ciampa's the kind of heel too that just gets, by hardcore fans, usually he gets fucking cheered. You know what? It did happen. It did happen again at WrestleMania, actually, when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn made their entrance. And maybe it wasn't as pronounced because they had music, but they came down to the ring to a chorus of boos. And you know what, though? Those guys never get booed.
No, they don't.
They never get booed. But They
And then-
attacked
and then I was gonna say-
Daniel
I was gonna
Bryan,
say against-
and they were facing Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
You're gonna get booed because he's so over as a babyface that he's definitely, I would say, without a shadow of a doubt, Daniel Bryan is the most over babyface in the company. Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. No.
I'd say that Rusev maybe is the second place.
Well, he's not
but
even a baby.
He's not even a
He's not even a
babyface. But even if he was, I would say that Daniel Bryan still has him. I just based on what I've seen and what I still saw at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Maybe it calmed down a little bit when he was retired. I don't know. I wasn't watching SmackDown, so I didn't know if Daniel Bryan was still blowing the roof off the place every time he came out to do a GM speech on SmackDown.
Not usually, but they still liked him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he blew the roof off the place at WrestleMania, and I'm sure he'll continue to blow the roof off of the place
No matter
at
where
every match that he has from here on out, because that's the way it was when he was a wrestler. And hopefully his career will last a little bit longer this time.
Yeah.
Let's go around. Hopefully he's more careful. I don't want to see a diving headbutt from him.
No.
I don't want to see
Especially after we were just what were we watching? Slamboree 99?
Slamboree 99. I never want to see Daniel Bryan do another diving headbutt again. Even those missile drop kicks in the corner and off the top rope, even those kind of freak me out a little bit, make me a little uncomfortable watching Daniel Bryan because nobody wants him to get hurt. But anyways, we were talking about NXT. That was my favorite part of the whole night, was the entrances for the main event.
Ciampa, yeah.
And also being blown away that a non-title match was the main event. That they were just having a grudge match as the main event.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised by that because that's, like I said, this has been a long-term story for like the past 2 years.
Well,
So
that's good. You watched their Cruiserweight Classic match. Which do you think was the better match?
this was the better match.
You think so? I think that the Cruiserweight Classic match was actually still the better match. But this is like so close.
Because this one, like you said, this is something you never ever see. The only
So I'd say in ring. All right, I'll put it like this: in ring work, I think that their Cruiserweight Classic match was better because they didn't have all the bells and whistles to rely on. As far as atmosphere goes, I think that the atmosphere in this match put it over the top and made the total thing better than the total thing in the Cruiserweight Classic.
The one singular complaint that I have about the main event had nothing to do with the wrestlers themselves, just kind of with the creative of it. Because at one point, Ciampa gets a crutch from someone in the crowd who has come up to start yelling. And
it was so good. I actually loved that part because it was so hokey and so like 80s wrestling right there that it was just like, it fit. Because you know what? He took the thing and the crowd totally bit on it. The crowd still was like, oh, boo, you're such an asshole. Even though the guy was such obviously a plant in the crowd. I even tweeted about it, and I think I tweeted about it. It was like, wow, Tommaso takes the crutch from the plant. This is fucking great. Like, and the security's already standing there at the plant like to escort him away. Oh, man. You know what would have been even better is if Ciampa took the crutch from the plant and then beat the plant's ass with it and then went in and beat fucking Johnny Gargano's ass with it. Oh, it would have been so good. And the crowd probably would have fucking lost their minds right now because they had totally suspended their disbelief.
Yeah.
It was gone. They were fucking buying into this match hook, line, and sinker. And you just don't see that shit anymore.
Yeah.
Those guys could do no wrong on that night, and that was a great match.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some...
Meltzer did give both of the matches we talked about, like in depth, the ladder match and that 5 stars.
Wow.
So there have been 3 5-star matches in NXT this year, which there's been no WWE match since 2011 to get 5 stars, and we have had 3 in the past couple months.
Okay. I mean, I could see Meltzer giving that one 5 stars. I don't see him giving the ladder match 5 stars just because it was a spot fest.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could take away from it. A great spot fest, but it was still a spot fest.
Velveteen Dream has a 5-star match under his belt at 22 years old, or however old he is.
Did they get a 5-star for his match with Aleister Black?
No.
How much did they give him for that?
I don't know. All I know,
that was a great fucking match. Did you watch that match?
I don't think I have. But the only 3 5-star matches.
That's the match that got Velveteen Dream over.
Yeah.
Was this match with Aleister Black. They fucking almost pulled the double turn.
Really?
But they pulled the turn for Velveteen Dream in the match, even though I don't even think they've incorporated the turn into the writing. But, like, that was just one of those situations in that night where he came out and the crowd loved him, and he's been a babyface to the crowd ever since.
Yeah.
So,
So anyway, main card we can talk about, I guess.
WrestleMania. I'm going to go out and say that the matches on this card were not bad, but none of them blew me away. There was no match on the card that I was just like, wow, that was a classic WrestleMania
Well,
match.
and even I have a feeling that, I don't know from backstage perspective, but this whole WrestleMania this year was not built up as well as it has been in other years, like from storyline and like even like the whole build-up was not as good as it has been, at least in the past 3 or 4 years, building up Like, I was not excited for any of the matches that were happening. Even AJ Styles and Nakamura, the story going into it that they were doing on SmackDown wasn't great. You know?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing about the build. I heard that Lesnar Reigns got a good build up to their match.
I mean,
but
they tried. I mean, well, I didn't think it was that good, but
well, I mean, watching the promo package for it, all I saw was it was basically kind of like a repeat of Stone Cold Steve Austin storylines that they did in the 90s.
Yeah, where
with like
Roman Reigns is suspended.
And
I'm Vince.
him getting arrested, you know, and stuff, and just like
it was lame.
What gimmick have they tried with Reigns that they didn't do successfully with Stone Cold?
I don't know.
How many times has he been arrested?
I don't know how many times he's been arrested. He was kayfabe suspended. Did the ambulance. I don't know.
He's I don't know, but we could talk about that match. Could be a whole conversation in itself.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the one thing that I have to give the disclaimer. I have not watched every match at WrestleMania, and the matches that I have not watched, I'll let Buddy do the lion's share of the talking. I'm pretty sure I know all of the finishes to the matches.
I mean, most of them, there's not even really that much to say, because I would say every match on the card was underwhelming.
Okay.
So.
All right, what do we have? I only watched the matches that I was interested in.
Okay.
Except for AJ Nakamura, which I was interested in a lot, but I had the finish spoiled to me based on really bad fast forward rewind mechanics on the network.
On the network, yeah.
So,
okay, so I did not watch the pre-show, but from what I saw, like from what I read, Woken Matt won the Royal with the assistance of Woken Wyatt, which you were very opposed to.
Yeah, I did not want that to happen.
Yeah, so that's the thing that happened. Cedric Alexander won. I heard it was a decent match, nothing special. And then Naomi won the women's match. But I did not watch any of those. First match of the night. What was the first match of the night? I can't remember. It was before Asuka and Charlotte.
Okay, it was the Intercontinental Triple Threat.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that was a decent match, I guess.
I did watch this, and it was a good match. Probably actually the best match on the card, in my opinion.
Probably.
They had some cool spots in there. Seth curb stomped Miz's head into Balor's back,
something like
or
that,
something like that, or the other way around. And then he hits the curb stomp to break up the pin.
Yeah.
And then an additional curb stomp to finish the match.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think that's how it went down. Mainly the main complaint with this match from the internet is that Miz was wrestling as a face instead of a heel. Like right on when he got introduced, he's like, "Oh, Miz Traz, I don't need your help. I'm taking this solo." And then, so that was the complaint from the internet, but I mean, I didn't care. I mean,
Well, The Miz is a babyface in my opinion.
yeah.
To me, he's a babyface. Maybe not to casual fans.
Right.
I feel like all the hardcore fans have gained enough respect for Miz now that we all just kind of like him.
Yeah.
I've liked him for a long, long time. I've liked him since his WWE title reign.
Yeah.
And not many people liked him during that time. I did. So I liked that match, but it also helps that I liked all three guys involved.
Yes.
And any one of those guys could have won, and I would have been totally happy with it.
My prediction was wrong. I thought it was going to be Finn, but Seth
I
is
think I
fine.
predicted Finn as well, but Seth is good. I like that. Depending on how long Lesnar stays around, perhaps Finn can finally fucking face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
We'll see. We'll see what happens after the greatest Royal Rumble. But we'll see. Next match is one that I'm sure infuriated Jared as well as it infuriated myself because it makes absolutely no fucking sense. Was Charlotte making Asuka submit?
This match soured my whole evening. It did, and I will give credit where credit is due. These ladies worked their asses off for the 13 minutes that was given to them.
Yes.
They should have had a lot more time than that because they came ready to fucking kick some ass. And they were doing really good. Spanish fly on the fucking top rope. A superplex off the ring apron to the concrete. Jesus Christ.
The when she did the moonsault and Asuka countered it.
Oh my god.
That was a good one.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what can be expected from these two because they're both world-class workers. They're both amazing. I love Asuka. I like Charlotte. I like both of these women. So I was really excited for this match until the finish. And the finish was just, in my opinion, the absolute wrong decision. I've listened to Stone Cold. Stone Cold disagrees. Says
Yes.
Charlotte had to go over. Jim Cornette says that she had to go over. I disagree. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know more about the business than these guys do, or I know more about the storytelling
I just think
than these guys do.
From the hardcore fans, all wanted Asuka, and it seems like the mainstream. What you want to do is Asuka is the bigger star, so she puts her over by conquering the street. Asuka is your main. I mean, Charlotte's your main girl now. It's cemented. So next year at Mania, she'll job out to Rousey. That's what's
but listen here though, conquering the streak doesn't do shit for Charlotte, in my opinion.
No, in my opinion, it doesn't.
It didn't do anything for Charlotte, who was already their
The
top
top star,
their top girl, and she's got nowhere to go. She's already cemented there. She is like the John Cena of the women's division. Okay. She got no better, in my opinion, from this.
No.
This is literally
And
like fucking Goku beating somebody
Yes.
in Dragon Ball Z. He's beating everybody.
Yes.
It doesn't matter anymore.
And then she drops the title 2 nights later.
She dropped the title 2 nights later,
Which
which
I will-
fucking poured more fuel on my fire.
Which I will say, if that would have been Asuka, where they beat her up and everything, I think that might have been worse than what we got.
I think it would have pissed more people off, but in a good way.
It would have gotten heat.
I think
but
it would have gotten heat, and I wouldn't have been as mad because Asuka loses her streak, but it's a fucking fluke, right?
Yeah.
She got cheated out of her streak. This is pissing off the casual fans. It's like, okay, she got cheated, right? This is pissing off the hardcore fans because it's like, you're really going to fucking end it like that? And so now there's heat all around. Everyone's booing. Everyone's got Asuka's back. I think that that's the better way for her to drop the streak. A lot of people disagree with me. I don't really care. I think it's a decent story.
I thought
to
it would have been
if you
interesting.
really want to end the streak.
Yeah, if you wanted to end the streak.
End it like that, I guess, because then you can have a storyline to go.
Yeah,
with it.
because Charlotte didn't need the rub.
She didn't need the rub. And here's what I have to say about this is that you built up this fucking streak, okay? And then you ended it with absolutely like no fanfare whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay? So like this rivalry between Asuka and Charlotte could have gone so much fucking further than this, with Asuka besting Charlotte this time.
Every time.
Even if you wanted to
If you wanted to break the streak next year with Charlotte, that would have been fine.
If you wanted to break the streak with Charlotte a couple pay-per-views down the road, even then it would be better than what you did here. On the biggest stage of and people are saying, oh, if you wanted to break the streak, the best way to do it is on the biggest stage of them all. I disagree. and especially, okay, maybe on the biggest stage of them all would be good.
But save it until she holds the belt and keeps the streak for another year.
Well, they want to do Rousey next year. Which is whatever, fine. I don't even have a problem with Charlotte being in this match, though I do think that Asuka versus Rousey would probably end up being a better match.
I would, yeah.
Because Asuka likes to hit people
It's
hard.
It's not as an...
Asuka likes to hit hard. Rousey's been hit hard. Rousey will hit hard back.
I don't think it would be an as profitable match with
It
the
wouldn't
mainstream.
be. And I understand totally that Charlotte is your more marketable asset, okay? I still don't think that winning a match a year before is going to pay off anything a year from now.
Yeah.
The way they built this match is detrimental, because I don't think that anyone's going to remember this match next year when Rousey and Charlotte square off. I don't
believe so either.
I don't think anyone's going to remember this, and maybe they still wouldn't remember it even if Asuka won. But you know what? They would remember that Charlotte beat Asuka's streak for sure if this is what you did. Stretch this rivalry out all fucking year. Have these two girls beat the fuck out of each other on and off all year, okay? Asuka wins. Asuka wins right here at WrestleMania. And maybe not even have them fight. Asuka wins the rematch at the next pay-per-view.
And then they take some time off.
And then
Yeah.
so Charlotte now, she's at the back of the line, okay? And she has to work her way back
to the title.
to Asuka. You know what? Make Asuka's reign even more dominant. And maybe I'm just an Asuka fanboy right now. I do love Asuka.
No, I agree. This is
But
how I would have done
have
it. Yes.
Carmella try to cash in on Asuka. Asuka's such a badass. She doesn't care. She breaks fucking Carmella's arm for even trying that shit. Right? So, failed cash in. Asuka's champion all year going into the Royal Rumble. Okay? And then Charlotte, after working her ass off all year, and she's beaten Carmella, she's beaten everybody, okay? She's finally worked her way back up to Asuka, all right?
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey wins the Women's Royal Rumble, by the way. We'll say that, okay?
Okay.
Which I think was the given anyways. I think she's winning. Because I don't think they're giving her the strap before then.
I wouldn't assume so.
That would be bad writing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Then
Rousey wins the Royal Rumble. Asuka and Charlotte meet one more time at the Royal Rumble. This is Charlotte's last fucking chance, okay? And nobody is ready for Asuka. Asuka's proven it. She's beaten Charlotte a billion times. And her streak is still alive and healthy. No one on the planet. Now, no one. Well, everyone knows because it's leading this direction. But Charlotte, by the skin of her teeth, she finally beats Asuka, okay? And let's do it by pinfall this time, so that at the Elimination Chamber or whatever follow-up pay-per-view they have, they do their rematch, and then that time she can really cement it. Hey, I really did beat you,
and tap out.
make Asuka tap out at that second time. And then Charlotte looks strong as fuck, fresh on everyone's mind. We just saw her do this fucking incredible thing twice. And now Ronda Rousey shows up right after she makes Asuka tap out. And she's like, I want to face you for the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Bam! Tickets. Right there.
There's your money
Boom.
match.
That is a good fucking story. Not, hey, we built up this streak for 3 years and
It's gone.
Charlotte beat it on her first try. Boom, it's gone. There she is. She's a badass. Wait. She lost her belt 2 days later.
But
that sucks. The whole thing sucks, man.
But then again, what the hell do we know about booking? There's something we're missing.
I know something.
no.
I guess I don't know shit about booking, but that is a long-term story that you're telling right there.
Yeah, that makes a billion.
That makes Charlotte look like a fucking $1 million. It makes her look even better
than she is
coming
now.
out because she overcame someone that had pushed her to her limits. She's beaten everyone else but this one person.
Yeah.
But then she overcame them. Meaning she's literally become stronger as opposed to beating someone on her first time. Meaning, to me, she's been stronger than her the whole time.
Yeah.
And so basically your win over her has meant absolutely nothing. That you've built up this dominant streak just to fucking cash it out to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Why don't you have some fucking patience, WWE, and just save this streak for down the road? This was absolutely not the right time to end the streak. I don't care what Stone Cold says.
No,
I don't care what Jim Cornette says. And I don't care that Charlotte's the more marketable asset. And by the way, why is Charlotte the more marketable asset? Because she's white, tall, and blonde? Is that because she can
the daughter
speak?
of Ric Flair?
Well, that's the one thing. And she's the daughter of Ric Flair.
And she's been around more.
And she's probably the better pure athlete, I guess. She hasn't been around more than Asuka. Asuka's got
in WWE.
In WWE, yes. As far as in terms of in-ring experience, Asuka's been wrestling in Japan since 2004, I think.
Something.
She was beating dudes over there. So, I mean, whatever. I'm not saying let's have Asuka versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. I'm just saying that why don't you fucking continue to build Asuka up as this challenge, and instead of like hurting Asuka's character by having her lose like on this first try, why don't you make both of these girls look good and actually make Charlotte look better than she did in the process of doing this, if that's your final road.
Yeah.
WWE, my phone number, I'll send it to you in email if you want to fucking hire me.
Yeah.
Because this shit ain't that hard to me.
I agree.
I also know what the fans want because it's not that hard. You just have to hear it from them. Listen to who they cheer and who they boo.
A couple of these being basically just I mean the U.S. title match. Jinder Mahal won. Probably should have said what everyone wanted. But the build on Jinder again. I didn't watch the match, but I mean there's whatever. Not much to say.
I'm not crazy about Rusev, so.
Yeah. The next match.
My take on Rusev Day is literally my take on literally anyone that gets popular these days is that like you give them a catchphrase that's easy for the fans to sing along to, and then the fucking fans are like fucking flies to shit with that stuff, man.
The next match was the Ronda Rousey match with Kurt Angle against.
This was a great match.
It was a good match. This was the most sports entertainment match I'd say of the night,
which I'm okay with.
Yeah,
I like that stuff. And, hey, if you like the Attitude Era, then you'll like this match.
Yeah.
It doesn't have all the blood and
we'll
like
get to the blood later.
Unprotected chair shots that the Attitude Era had. But I mean, if you're going to claim that you like the Attitude Era, but then you suddenly don't like all the bells and whistles that go into some matches, well, the Attitude Era was nothing but bells and whistles, man. So.
The only two complaints I have about this match is one, Stephanie looked a little too dominant in this.
I agree.
And two, I would have changed the finish because I thought for sure once Triple H started getting involved that Ronda was going to make Triple H tap. So that's how I would have probably finished.
It would have been badass, but we know Triple H's ego can't take that.
But if they want that big Sports Center moment,
that would be a fantastic one. That'd be a fantastic
good.
one.
I know nothing about booking, so don't take my opinion.
Well, you don't. I could see them saying you don't want to hurt Triple H, which at this point in his career, you can't fucking hurt Triple H. It also goes back to Charlotte losing to Asuka. Charlotte's so cemented in this top spot right now that losing to anyone isn't going to hurt shit.
Yeah.
She is the fucking, like... Also, by the way, this is a point that I thought up earlier and I forgot to mention. And this could apply to anything. But you have Asuka go over, right? Uh-huh. You're making Asuka's star brighter, okay? And in my opinion, you didn't make Charlotte's star brighter.
Yeah. I agree.
But even if you did, what's the problem with making someone else's star brighter and maybe bringing her up to that Charlotte level?
Then you have 2 stars.
Look back at every era, okay? Because Stone Cold's argument and Jim Cornette's argument, and probably, I assume JR's argument, everyone's argument that's in the business saying, oh, this didn't hurt Asuka, and Charlotte needed to win because she is the top attraction. She is the top lady, okay? And whatever, this argument's been used so many times. This is the top person they needed to go over, right? Look back on any era of professional wrestling, and a lot of times these eras are looked back on more fondly than this current era. There is more than one top person in every single one of these eras. Let's go back to the Hulk Hogan era, okay? You still had top draws. Macho Man Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior. You could have put either one of these guys at the top of your bill and you're still selling out whatever fucking place you're going into, okay? Let's go to the Attitude Era. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. The Rock was there. And Stone Cold went out of action for a year, and The Rock held that shit down for an entire year without Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was the benefit of having this other huge star that you built to go with Stone Cold. And then when these two clash heads, it feels like such a big fucking deal because they're both the biggest guys in the company. That's not even mentioning your fucking Triple H's, your Kurt Angles, your Shawn Michaels, and all the fucking dudes, your Undertakers, and everyone that was around during these eras, okay? Even the fucking mid-90s. There was Bret Hart. There was also Shawn Michaels. There was also The Undertaker. You know what I mean? You go to WCW, Jesus Christ, they have more top guys than they knew what to fucking do with. Hulk Hogan, Goldberg, Kevin Nash, Sting, Ric Flair. Jesus Christ. There was so many huge people all the time, but it seems like these days we're only focused on building one person. That's Roman Reigns. If you go up against Roman Reigns, you're jobbing to him. He is our top guy. Nobody else can go over Roman Reigns. He has to win. He's the top guy. Nobody can beat Charlotte. She's our top girl. You know what I mean? No. You know what I mean? You need those other top girls. Bayley should be one of these top girls, but you fucked that up. Sasha Banks should be one of these top girls, but you fucked that up. Asuka should be one of these top girls, but you're trying to fuck that up right now.
They already did.
You can't.
They fucked it up.
You did. She can bounce back from it. She can, but I am not confident that they're going to book it right for her to bounce back. I'm not confident in that. She needs to get a solid championship run in there to show that she is a big-time player. And the best time to do that would have been at WrestleMania, but they didn't do that. Also, can I make a comment about the absolute lack of faith in the Japanese stars in this company?
I was going to say, we'll get to that with Shinsuke, but one more thing about the Asuka thing before we move on to another match.
Can you guys hey, No Star Reviews, can you tell that finish pissed me off a lot?
Yes. Speaking of that finish, another thing that made it like even worse, because you said the streak ended with no fanfare. It also ended with John Cena running up the ramp.
Oh my God!
Yes.
And what? And Charlotte and Asuka right after losing her streak, she said, "Oh man, there's John Cena." Wow. You know. And they did the fucking whole hug gimmick. And you know what? And later on, we'll talk about this and like them doing a good thing with it. But also, I think that if you're going to do the hug gimmick here, the low blow or the sneak attack here probably would have been better served in this position here.
Charlotte does not have testicles, so they would have had to.
They would have had to do something else. But you know, the heel turn right there probably would have been the better choice. And we've seen Asuka kind of play like this tweener heel thing in NXT. Just does an absolutely phenomenal job with it.
Okay, so next match was the Bludgeon Brothers winning the tag titles. Not much to say. It was
they did the right thing here.
It was serviceable.
For whatever you guys like to say about, you know, and I'm not a fan of big wrestlers. Big guys. I don't like
yes.
the big guys. I don't relate to them. They're not as exciting to watch. And I just don't like big guy wrestlers. In this instance, these guys were the right guys to go over because you've been building them up on SmackDown
for a while.
Yeah. They've been running through people, and it's only right that they run through the tag champions.
I like Harper. Rowan's still got a little bit to go, but I've always liked Harper.
Harper is fantastic,
Yeah.
but you know what's the thing about Harper? He's not that big.
No.
He's probably like 6'3", which I mean, it's kind of big.
Sure.
But he's got like an inch on me.
Yeah.
So like I don't exactly like look at Harper like
Yeah.
this huge guy that can't do anything.
Right.
He's great though. He's a fantastic worker, and I would like to see him get like a real singles gimmick so I could see him have some great matches with some of the better guys on the roster.
Next match was The Undertaker and John Cena. One of the it was interesting. Like the build to it was interesting.
So,
but I think they should have put this later on in the show. It was just kind of like in the middle. I don't know.
I have a split opinion of this. Okay, on one hand, I think that it's great to see Undertaker absolutely run through someone, and they didn't leave the match long enough to expose Taker.
He kind of got exposed a little.
Well, there was the boot, but I don't think that has anything to do with him.
When I saw the boot, at first I thought, oh, Cena dodged the boot. That was him jumping back, and then it cut camera angles and he was lying down. I was like, oh no, that was him selling the boot.
That has nothing to do with Taker. That's an early sell from John Cena, and it could happen to anybody. So that's not what I mean by exposed Taker. What I mean by exposed Taker is what? He's 54 years old right now?
53, maybe.
53, 54. Yeah. And we've seen it the past couple Manias when he's went 15, 20 minutes with people.
And it's not good.
He's starting to get gassed. He just can't go like he used to. And so this was a good 2-minute match to really just have him go in there, hit his signature spots, and move quickly. And it didn't look like he lost a step because they didn't let the match go long enough to make it obvious that he's obviously lost many steps because he's old.
Yes.
Here's my problem, is that you could have put literally anyone in there to take this beating.
Yeah.
And you decided to put John Cena in there to take this beating, which is fine. John Cena can take the beating. My problem with that is that you've put these two guys in a match that should be a huge match. It should be John Cena versus The Undertaker.
There is time.
Two Hall of Famers, two icons. They should have had an absolute classic, and the time for that match has passed. These guys should have had a WrestleMania match a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they never did. And it's just kind of disappointing that finally we did get this dream match. And it is a dream match. But it was just at the wrong time, and it had to be what it was.
See, I thought what they were going to do was Taker was going to come out and was like, yeah, I accept your challenge for next year. That's
when I'm even older.
Yes. But that's what I thought.
Granted, he has more time to train, but he's still fucking another year older, man.
Yeah.
And it's just like, God damn.
But I was surprised when the bell rang, so I was like, okay, looks like we're doing this now. But yeah.
You could have put anyone in there, man. You could have put anyone in there. I think, and they used him. They used him for the build to this match. Elias would have been the perfect person to use to call out The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and then Taker finally shows up at Mania and beats the ever-living fuck out of him in 2 minutes.
But then what would Cena have done at this Mania then?
Anything.
You could have found anything.
You could have put Cena in any match. Put Cena in the fucking... Fuck, man, you got the booking, like, Lesnar beat Reigns again.
Yeah.
Fucking throw Cena in the goddamn Universal title match and have him fucking lose in there. I don't know. Him and Reigns and Lesnar in a triple threat for the Universal title. Man, that looks good on paper.
That'd be a good match.
It looks good on paper. And it takes out a little bit of the predictability that this supposedly had. Right?
Right.
So, I mean, Cena literally could have been anywhere. You could have thrown him in a random tag team for the damn tag team. He's such a star. He's such a future Hall of Famer that you could have put him anywhere on the card.
He even suggested this when he was going out for AJ Styles' title at Fastlane. He was like, yeah, use your rematch clause and make it AJ versus me versus Shinsuke. Probably would have been better than what we got.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But I think that Elias,
Yeah.
with his gimmick is, I'm going to come out and play songs. He can write several songs just talking trash on Taker.
Yeah.
You know, you're not man enough to come out and face me at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It comes out for one more song at Mania. You know, look at that. Taker's not here. Here's a song. Oh, he's scared. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And then, bam, the lights go out.
Yeah.
And Taker makes his entrance. Elias gets the ever-living shit beat out of him. And that's just a good thing. And a good use of Elias's character, who I am not a fan of right there, but I would be a fan of that usage right there.
Okay, so the next match we talked about a little bit. D-Bry and Shane versus Owens and Zayn. It was a good match, serviceable.
It was a good match, and you know what, though? And I won't say it's the best match of the night. I will say that it was probably my favorite match of the night because it was just such a good feel good moment. I did expect a turn of some sort between either Daniel Bryan or Shane, but they decided to go with the feel good moment. I don't like the booking of, okay, well, Owens and Zayn are still fired from SmackDown. Oh, they'll just go over to Raw. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, it just takes away it totally takes away the consequences. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Yeah. And they kind of put it off a little bit by, you know, the whole, TNA's hiring. Yeah. But they're obviously going to get a job again somewhere. Right. But
the only thing that I didn't like about this match, and it wasn't even in the match, it was before the match, the little Vanguard 1 kind of I don't know how else to describe it. The finding the yes movement hype package.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Man, and you know what? I hate WWE, okay? I hate the way they do things now because I feel like back in the day, WWE was so good at just like seeing something that was natural and good and just going with it. Like The Rock's mic skills, Stone Cold's attitude. Yeah. You know what I mean? These were all such natural things that WWE saw and were like, that thing that you just did,
it's good.
That's great.
I like that.
Keep doing that because that's going to sell tickets. Now it's like you do something natural that the crowd falls in love with.
And they're like, no.
WWE has to put their little spin on it. Like, so Daniel Bryan started doing the yes thing, whatever, and then they started doing the hokey hijack Raw segments that they always tote as like one of the greatest Daniel Bryan moments. Yeah. I always thought it was hokey because it's all obviously plants. I didn't like that segment. You know, it's the yes movement. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's literally just what happens every single time you refuse to push a guy that we all like. Yeah. And we're vocally objecting to it. Yeah. So, I didn't like that prepackaged thing. The great thing about Daniel Bryan is that everyone loves him so much that no matter what kind of corporate bullshit that they put on his stupid shit,
they're still gonna cheer.
You're still gonna cheer for this guy. He's just that damn good.
Yeah. Looks like he hasn't missed a step. He was very good in the match.
They did a good job of just not exposing him, but it wouldn't shock me at all if he didn't miss a step, because let's face it, this guy came up the right way, trained by Shawn Michaels and William Regal, and there's no doubt about it that he's been trying to keep himself in shape for this moment because he's always known that he's going to get back in a wrestling ring again. Yeah. Whether or not it was in WWE or not.
Or elsewhere, yeah.
You know, he's kind of lucky that it was in WWE because if he was in New Japan, he probably would have had to go 3 times harder in his fucking return match. Right. So, or at least he would have felt the need to.
Yeah. But Bryan going over was a good call. Also a good call was Nia Jax going over against Alexa Bliss.
You couldn't do anything else there. The way that they did this feud. Yeah. And I love Alexa Bliss. Yeah. But Jesus Christ, the way you booked this feud, I've seen the comparisons to Triple H Booker T. Yes. Whereas in that instance, they totally did not go with the right finish. No. And I believe the finish was supposed to be Booker T until like literally like the day of Triple H convinced Vince to make him go over.
And then they do the match. Triple H does the pedigree, takes like a minute to make the cover.
Oh my God. That's just absolutely terrible. That just means, guys, it's okay to be racist in life. You'll still go over.
Yeah.
But this time WWE got it right. Body shaming is not okay. And if you body shame, you're going to lose your championship.
I think the match went on. The match was 10 minutes and 15 seconds. I think it went about 8 minutes too long. But it was still... Because when Nia goes out...
It should have been a squash.
Yeah. But it did what it had to do. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ugh.
Very disappointed in this. It was a good match. It was decent. It was average. But it could have been...
This is a problem that's indicative of the entire card of WrestleMania. Because I don't know if there's a single match on the card that went over 20 minutes.
Well, Nakamura went 20 minutes, 20 seconds. I think Rousey's went a little long, 20-40. So they were about the same.
Okay. So, but it's still indicative of... I don't think that they had enough time to go.
I was going to say that there's 3 factors that I think went into this. I don't know if all of these were in play or just one of them, because I don't know the behind the scenes. I'm thinking, 1, either the time got cut for some reason that made this match not as good. 2, just the WWE style, because obviously their first match in New Japan was very good.
Yeah, great.
So maybe it's just the WWE style didn't translate well, or 2, or the 3, since Shinsuke's come to the main roster, he has not had a good standout match. So maybe there's something going on there that I'm not aware of.
Okay, someone has made a mention. They made a very valid observation, is that when Shinsuke is in a match, and he also has had a good standout match against John Cena on SmackDown. But
pay-per-view match, he has not had a good one.
This also plays into the observation. He won that match against John Cena.
He hasn't.
Every match that Shinsuke's had where he's lost has been a clunker. Is Shinsuke Nakamura uninterested unless he's going over?
I did not take that into account, but I mean that could be the 4th option.
This is the 3rd time that Shinsuke's had a stinker in a championship match, and the 3rd time that he's lost said championship match.
That's possible, but you'd think, I don't know, because I'm assuming him and AJ are very close, so I wouldn't think he would mind putting AJ over.
I don't know if they're very close, but they do know each other. It's tough to tell. Because I still think that this was probably the right time, again, to put Shinsuke over. Here's the thing, is that they turned him heel, which I think will be good. Yeah. I think it'll be good because it'll give him a chance to really be the king of strong style. I didn't watch SmackDown this past week. I don't even...
He interfered.
He interfered in their match. But the thing is I don't know if they were still calling him the artist or not, which is a really terrible label.
It's horrible.
It's again another example of WWE taking something that was natural and
making it unnatural,
making a corporate spin on it. Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and does all this weird flamboyant shit. He's an artist. He's the artist. No, man. I mean, come on. I mean, yes, he is an artist, but he's an artist just as much as any other professional wrestler is an artist. So he's the king of strong style, and I think that just WWE missed the boat on that. It's just such a badass title.
Yeah.
And I think that as a heel, he'll be able to really hit hard and kind of do some of these dastardly, like, dirty things that, like, someone's down. Well, I'm going to kick the shit out of them anyways. Things that someone to be the King of Strong Style would do. Here's a fun fact. The King of Strong Style gimmick in Japan started as a heel gimmick.
Okay.
He was Shinsuke Nakamura before, and then, like, I think he was out for a little bit, and then he made a return, and he started proclaiming himself as the King of Strong Style. That was an arrogant title that he gave to himself as a heel when he came back. So I have high hopes for the heel turn. Here's the head scratcher about the heel turn, because Stone Cold made an observation. He said, I think this will be good for Shinsuke, whatever. He said, I think that the babyface experiment just wasn't going very well. Yes and no. WWE's booking hasn't been going very well.
Right.
The Shinsuke Nakamura babyface experiment is not an experiment at all. It's already a success. It was a success since the first day that he walked into the door in NXT, the first day that he walked into the door in WWE. The crowd loves Shinsuke Nakamura. They always have. Have they ever booed him?
No. I mean, when he turned heel, yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. That's great that he's getting heat for a heel turn. It's weird because he's such a popular star.
Yeah.
Crowd loves Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought this was funny on Austin's podcast, is because I think they had Wade Keller or someone on there.
They had someone, yeah. Court Bauer, I think it was.
He says, oh, it just wasn't working as a babyface. And he's like, oh, this is where I disagree with you, because Shinsuke is one of their top merch sellers. He's one of their most successful babyface stars they have right now.
It's just the booking hasn't been there.
The booking hasn't been there. You haven't treated this guy the way he deserves to be treated. He's been good for business. He's been great for business. He's been selling a lot of t-shirts. He's popping the crowd. He's selling tickets. I would pay money to go see Shinsuke Nakamura. But the company still isn't putting any faith in him, even though he's showing them, look, man, like,
I'm selling all your stuff.
Fuck, he's not even having good matches, and the crowd still fucking is buying him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put him over. Maybe he'll have a good fucking match.
Yep. He was, the first or second person eliminated at Survivor Series?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't bring that shit back up.
But anyway, okay, so AJ Styles versus Nakamura wasn't that great. It's not going to be the last match between those two, I'm sure of it.
And Jesus Christ, hopefully they fucking put the strap on Nakamura here at this next pay-per-view.
I'm thinking they'll build it up for SummerSlam. But
you think so?
I think so.
I don't care if he does it dirty as a fucking rat, all right? Just fucking give the man the belt. Jesus Christ. Put some faith in one of your Japanese stars. God knows everybody fucking loves them, except for Vince McMahon.
And by the way,
I like the Nakamura heel thing because it's going to not put as much pressure on him to really cut
good
promos. I think it's so much easier to cut a heel promo because all you gotta do is be like, I'm the shit, he sucks.
Or he could
nobody can touch me.
Or he could just walk out there and talk in Japanese because he doesn't care. He's a heel.
He was talking in Japanese when he was beating AJ's ass at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And he did it on SmackDown. He did the interview. He spoke English in the interview, but they said that the interview. I didn't see the interview personally, but the review of it said, hey, this interview went a whole lot better than anything else he's done on the mic up to this point. What they said, Shinsuke, you attacked AJ Styles, what the hell, whatever. And he said, I let my emotions get the best of me. And, I shouldn't have attacked AJ. I respect him so much. And I'm very, very sorry. But really sarcastic the whole time.
Yeah.
And I guess the crowd laughed. It popped the crowd. How good it was going. And then, of course, later, and then she said on the microphone, you don't sound very, genuine about this. And he's like, sorry, I don't speak English.
Yeah.
And he walks away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be a new thing with them. I don't speak English.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You know what I mean? It
would also put that on a shirt.
It would also kind of put a little jab at, some of his critics that say, he doesn't speak English very good.
Yeah.
Even though he knows the language. He can fully speak English. He has an accent.
Yeah.
That's it. He has an accent. But he's been, for the most part, fluent in English since even before he came over here.
Right.
He could speak English. Asuka, I'm not even sure, knows how to speak the language.
Probably not.
Because they really limit her lines. Her promos are literally, nobody's ready for Asuka.
IV champion.
And then, Charlotte was ready for Asuka. Those have been her promos thus far. Yeah. Which I think is great for her, by the way. I just
yeah, that's fine.
Not everybody needs to say a shit ton of stuff. You remember the Undertaker got over not really talking at all.
Jericho's 2008 run when he just didn't talk as well.
So, I mean, not everybody needs to be able to really deliver these great promos. Lesnar can't fucking cut a good promo to save his life. And if you're really that worried about Asuka with her promos, you know what I mean? Just fucking throw Paul Heyman with her or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure Paul Heyman could work wonders with her because just the way that she wrestles. Mm-hmm. Sorry that I keep talking about Asuka, by the way. I'm just so upset about this.
I can tell.
I'm trying to figure out why the fuck my favorite Japanese wrestlers right now aren't getting any love from this fucking company, even though they're both extremely popular.
Yeah. The
way Asuka really just fucking beats the hell out of people, I could see Paul Heyman just having a fucking heyday. Yeah. Because she's like a fucking female Brock Lesnar, or at least she was in NXT. Nobody could take her. Mm-hmm.
No one was ready for Asuka, man.
Can you imagine Paul Heyman delivering that line?
Nobody
is ready for Asuka!
Yeah, but now it's dead.
It's dead. It's gone.
It's dead. Yeah,
motherfucker.
Would have been good.
Good catchphrase. Flushed down the toilet because Charlotte was ready.
Yep. It's all dead. So, Braun Strowman and Nicholas defeat the tag champs. We talked about this already.
Should have been the Yodel Boy.
Instead, it was...
Should have been Tired SpongeBob.
Instead, it was one of the referee's children that they hid and planted in the crowd.
And they still made him fucking forfeit the tag titles the next night.
Yeah, he has school. He had to go back to 4th grade.
Oh, my gosh. But when he graduates, get ready, because they're coming for those belts.
He's going to get these hands.
God damn it, I fucking hate Braun Strowman.
When he was going through the crowd, I was listening to some podcast or something, but I guess the like three or four people from New Japan were there. Like Tanahashi was there or something, and they were like, "Is he gonna pick us? Like, what's going on?" He's like, like, do they talk to our boss? Something we don't know? Like, what's going on?
That would have been so awesome.
Or if Cena didn't have the Undertaker match, Cena's still in the crowd.
That would have been good. There, you could have put Cena in that situation.
Undertaker never shows up. Cena...
No, you could have used Elias for Taker and then put Cena with Braun Strowman.
Could have.
Fuck, they would have squashed the bar in 2 seconds. Super Cena and Braun Strowman? Yeah. Jesus Christ. And they wouldn't have to forfeit the tag belts. Because what's the point of even taking the belts off the bar if you're just going to have them give it up the next night?
They wanted the WrestleMania moment. That's what it is. And then our last match of the evening, Lesnar versus the Big Dog. Which, it's rumored that the finish was changed mid-match, and Lesnar flipped out backstage and like threw the belt at Vince and has not been seen since.
Well, I have I don't even know what to say about this match. The crowd just absolutely shit on this match. Yeah. Probably made it a little bit worse than it was. But regardless, this was by no means a 5-star match to begin with.
No.
The match in itself was just bad. And I don't know if this was indicative of the storytelling leading up to the match. The 3 or 4 years of storytelling leading up to this match. But regardless,
it wasn't a good match.
I just didn't like the match. We did have the surprise finish. But even then, is it the right finish? No. And I love Brock Lesnar, and I don't like Roman Reigns. I've made these points very clear on this show before. But still, you built this fucking guy up for 4 fucking years. Just give him the fucking win.
They'll give it to him in Saudi Arabia or wherever they're going. They'll win there.
The greatest Royal Rumble. Well, is Saudi Arabia actually going to cheer Reigns? Is that why they're doing this?
They won't reject him as much, is what I've been hearing. And 2, it's another big moment because a top belt has never been changed overseas. They've swapped a couple others, but not like a world title or anything like that.
Why couldn't Asuka just take an Alexa Bliss?
I don't know. Asuka could have taken Alexa Bliss. I don't know. We've been talking a long time about Mania. Anything else you want to say about the main event? I mean, it was literally just a bunch of F5 kickouts, and then that was it.
That's what it was. And there was a lot of blood at the end.
I saw you got into a heated argument on Twitter.
We got one cool visual near the end of the match, and that was it. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I don't really like anything about this match other than the one cool visual.
Yeah.
Lesnar won. You're fucking just delaying the inevitable for like one more month. I'd probably bet something on this podcast that Roman Reigns was going to win this match at some point. I think I probably bet my life, so I'll probably just go kill myself now.
Sure.
That's what I wanted to do after finishing WrestleMania.
It was not a good show.
I didn't like the show.
And even, like I said, the build-up was bad, but even just, like, the set was bad. It looked basic, and then, like, the only effects were effects we could see because they were CG. Like, the live crowd there didn't see anything. You know what I mean? It was just felt like a very half-assed and rushed show.
Whatever. I didn't enjoy the show, but, I mean, we're probably just angry fanboys. And so... That's all I have to say about WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then Raw and SmackDown. Did you see anything from Raw and SmackDown?
I read about Raw and SmackDown.
A lot of returns, a lot of debuts.
Lashley's back.
Lashley's back.
I think that there's a money matchup with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, honestly. Yeah. That's more of a money matchup than Lesnar Reigns at this point to me.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what happens. I did think it was a funny moment on Raw when it was like a backstage segment with Jeff Hardy and Matt and Bray, and then Seth Rollins and Finn were like to the side, and like Jeff Hardy's doing his it's going to be wonderful and obsolete, and then like they're doing their whole thing and like they're going for a couple minutes, and then Jeff Hardy just walks back to Finn and Seth all normal, and they're just like, oh, what was that about? And he's just like, I don't know, man, it's a family thing, or just like I thought that was funny, but other than
Yeah, that's I read about that. It sounded funny. I mean, whatever. Authors of Pain on the main roster now. I think that they'll be great. It'll be a cool thing regarding the direction that they take them if they end up on SmackDown.
They're on Raw.
Are they going to stay on Raw after the shake-up?
I don't know.
If they are on Raw, maybe have them run through everybody for like a year and then switch them to SmackDown, and then Bludgeon Brothers versus Authors of Pain could be a good big man match.
You see the Bludgeon Brothers holding those belts for a year?
Maybe not, but getting those belts back.
Yeah.
Like, at some point in time. Who else came up?
What's her name? Billie Kay and Peyton
Royce. That was on SmackDown. There's some other people on Raw, though. No Way Jose.
No Way Jose. For some reason.
Yeah. Nobody particularly exciting except for Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
And Bobby Lashley, but he wasn't in NXT.
Right. I don't think any NXT guys came up on SmackDown, did they? I don't think they did. I can't remember. I don't know. We'll see what happens after the
Let
shake-up.
us know in the comments below what you thought of WrestleMania. Let us know if anyone else came up that we don't know about. I can't talk about this anymore because I'm just going to bring up Asuka again.
Yeah. We've gone on for a very long time. We will see you guys next week with a new edition of the Super Saiyan Godcast.
Da 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 da.
This brother's stand up. You gonna sign off? I signed off.
I'm logging out.
Logging out.
Yes.
Okay.
You can edit that Dragon Ball Z next episode Bruce Falconer thing in there.
No editing.
Okay.
No editing.
All right.
Farewell.